Well, what's the crack, everybody? Welcome to another Buckshot for Friday the 25th of November. You're all very welcome. How ye keeping? Tom O'Mahony here, as per normal. There will be a change coming to the podcast, just to keep you updated on things. Will be just there'll be changes. There's going to be mostly visual and whatnot, and the name and a couple more things, so it's going to be all cool. Just so that in the next few weeks when you're going, hello man, and you're subscribed and my name and whatnot pops up in front of you, well then, I'll be doing a ramble pod to explain all of it. Yeah, just to keep you ahead of the game, so you're not going, what's after Don't worry, it's not a glitch in the Matrix, it's just a bit of a spruce up, I suppose. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Speaking of Ramble Pods, of course, as a Patreon, you get the Ramble Pods only exclusively and purely for the Patreon. So thank you very much to all the Patreons on the weekly basis who join in. They got a Ramble Pod yesterday, and as well that we did a live one on Sunday evening. That was class. I rightly enjoyed it. Now I have to say, well, basically we all come on, have a few drinks or whatever, and just shoot the breeze. We tend to pick a subject, it goes completely off the rails, we don't stick to the subject at all, and we have crack live on Zoom, so there's another benefit of being a Patreon. You get the ad-free versions of this, so if ads give you a pain in the hole, there you go. It supports the show more than anything. I've bought a brand new camera as a result of the Patreons, so the videos will be even nicer and clearer and whatnot. I'm going to be doing the video stuff, like in the way of the Ramble Pods and stuff like that. There'll be more of that coming out in the new year with the brand new camera when I find out how to make it work. So I'll be contacting my very good friend Gordon Rochford for that. Delegation, lads, to the experts, that's all I'm saying. You do, of course, get the video content for all these interviews, and you get the early access, and it's just all the things that you should get as being a Patreon. But look at it, even if you don't, if you're like, Ara, that sounds like a dose, look at the link below. Go in there, all the stuff is in there, from tickets to becoming a Patreon. If you have PayPal, I think it takes like 30 seconds. It's $3 a month. It's there. That's what they think. But hit subscribe regardless. If you are a first time listener, go, Jesus, this is alright. Hit subscribe on whatever platform. It's typically Spotify from what I see nowadays. But do, and give it the 5 stars if you wouldn't mind, please. And less than that, keep them in your pocket. If you can leave a comment on whatever platform you're listening on, go ahead, that'd be amazing. Or even screen grab it and just tag on your socials. Tag the old podcast, or tag me, or tag the guest, whatever you want to do. It'd be great. Just the more, the merrier. Gigs. We have gigs coming up December 29th after the sellout of my comedy club, The Hill in Cahir. We're back on the 29th and it's already nearly half sold. So the 29th of December we are back with Pat McDonald, Cormac Moore and Jacqueline Cronin and myself. So it's, like I said, it's half sold. If you're thinking, you know what, Jordan, I'm up to nothing, I'm up to country, let's go down, stay in Cahir for the night. It's a class town, gorgeous. It looks like if Disney built a town in the 1500s, that's what it looks like. They slapped a big giant castle in the middle of it. And pop on down to the best comedy club in the country. Look, I'm just saying, it's a good comedy club. It was a banging night, the opening night. Could have sold it again, nearly over. Come on down. 29th, grab your tickets. They're in the link as well below. And the 8th, any of my Belfast-based listeners, because look, it is nearly halfy. The 8th of December, I'm going to be back in Lavery's, which I am ridiculously excited about. Hanging out with my guys, doing some podcasts, and having just a great 24 to 36 hours, as well as doing some stand-up as well. I'm very, very excited. Today's guest is a friend. Well, we have worked together. He was on it yonks ago. It is nearly 3 years to the day since we actually met each other for the first time when we did Panto in the UCH University Concert Hall in Limerick back in 2019. Sweet suffering Jesus. Yeah, it is nearly 3 years ago. He was star of Love Hate. He's Dancing with the Stars. He did the Celebrity Hell Week, which sounds disgusting. It sounds rotten, but an unbelievable experience, I would imagine. But on top of that, there's no stage anywhere this fella hasn't performed. He's one of the coolest cats. Honestly, we talked for an hour and 20 minutes before I hit record. And then it was absolutely the train was. We could have talked for another hour and 20 minutes after I hit stop. But look at, you're going to enjoy it as much as I did. It's Johnny Ward, everyone. Sean O'Varda Is it Sean O'Vorda? Have I said that? Is it O'Vorda? Am I making that
Shawneen.
pure
I was always told it was Shawneen on Vard. Shawneen on Vard.
on Vord?
Yeah,
The
but I
Vord.
mean,
What would be the Ward? I suppose the Ward.
don't call me that now. Anything but Ward. Even come here, Tom. The first thing Brenda said to me when I got down on one knee, she went, "Well, I'm not taking that fucking surname anyway."
Amazing.
I
What
said,
is
"Okay."
Brenda? Is Brenda Murphy? She's Murphy, is
Yeah,
she?
so yeah, Brenda Murphy. So it's either I think I might have to take Johnny Murphy, which I'm kind of happy about, to be honest with
Johnny
you.
Murphy. Yeah,
Johnny
Johnny Murphy.
Murphy. Yeah. Look, no, yeah. Look, actually, yeah, I might go Irish and just say Shawnee on board. That suits us both, doesn't it?
That would be very Tesp, wouldn't it, to go
Yeah.
like do it on all your invoices, your letter, and make sure to change and just when people go and I'd like to introduce it, Johnny what Shawnee or Unvorda.
I love my surname. You know my full name, don't you? I told you
Please,
this once in
you
Panto.
did,
You ready
you
for it?
did. Yeah, please go
Jo-
on.
Johnny Michael Francis Ward.
I had Martin Ward, Martin Beans Ward. He's a comic. He's a traveller from Galway, and he was saying,
Oh, I know him. I know him. He's
"Do you?"
brilliant. Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah. I know him. Yeah.
even Martin was like, "I'm going to have to change the amount of fucking Martin Wards." He says that are travellers. He goes, "It's a fucking nightmare." He says, "Just
It's
signing
yeah.
anything, everybody's."
But even like in the scenes in Love Hate, and we were with in season 5, there was loads of travelers. I got on absolutely brilliant. Now I have to say with them, they were great
Because they all
crack
thought you were a traveller, sure.
because they were all like, "What's your name?" It's Johnny Ward, and we were convinced that we were related. And I was like, "No, no." And where are you from? And I said, "Well, actually, no. My father's actually he's English. My mum is." And they were like, "Oh no, yeah, but we have relatives over in England as well." And I have to say this, not that there's anything wrong with travelers. I get on great with travelers. I always have done. But they were saying, "What's your full name?" I said, "My full name, yeah, your full name, middle name, and confirmation." I said, "Michael, it's Johnny Michael Francis Ward," and they were even laughing themselves, going, "Oh, would you stop? We are related."
Would you
But
fucking tone it down? Tone it down. What are you doing?
oh, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, come here. Listen, it's been 3 years since our last podcast.
Nearly to the well, definitely nearly 3 years since we worked together. Anyway, I'd say because you were saying it because
Yeah,
you must go into rehearsals fairly soon, do you?
yeah, man. It's next week. It's crazy. It's just weird, obviously, with the last. And look, we won't speak too much about the whole lockdown thing and all because everyone has their own experience. But just thinking about doing it from your yeah, it is. It's next week. It would have been 3 years ago, which is mental,
Yeah,
absolutely mental. And then
yeah,
just doing it now online and Zoom is just an everyday thing now, isn't it? For
yeah.
for for everyone, it's crazy. But no, listen, I had a ball the last time. I'm sure I'm going to have a ball now. And a lot of the listeners probably won't know that we've just been shiting on for about 90 minutes before this, just
Yeah,
having the crack. So it's been
yeah,
a
yeah,
it's
yeah.
been a brilliant catch
It
up. And
was. Do
thanks
you know
once
what?
again for having me on.
It's right. It's right. I don't often get the chance to have a right catch up with guests beforehand, like, and
Yeah,
you can feel it in the recording and the edit afterwards. It's Jizz, we don't get warmed up for a good 10 or 15 minutes, really, like, because you're just
yeah,
kind of
yeah, yeah,
feeling
yeah.
each other out. But like, we've been staying in constant contact
Hmm.
via a means that I'd say between definitely you and me to a degree. I'm definitely one of the few people you can send the shit to that you send me on a sporadic basis. I'm definitely one of the few in your phone book that you can send that to when you get it out of the blue somewhere. The shit that you've sent me and that I've sent
The
you.
shit I sent you. The
Well,
shit
look,
you sent me. Oh my god! From dancing around in the kitchen, we won't say his name. To like, oh, I can't even. I can't even say it. I can't even say it. But, geez, do you know what? We've gone to town on poor Barry, haven't we?
there was a lot of big old
A
Barry.
lot
There
of
was a
Barry
lot,
over the
but it got
lockdown.
so inventive. It got so
Barry,
inventive, like.
Barry's in the clouds. Jesus, Barry was with the Queen there about 3 or 4 weeks ago. He's he's done a world tour at this stage, isn't he? Like, I think Barry's going
Big,
to score the winner in the World Cup final now as well. But
yeah,
yeah,
just
no,
swing that big old fucking log at it. It'll be all right. Fucking ball will go anywhere you want.
I think in particular because when you think about it, the last time we would have seen each other, it would have been January 2020,
Yeah.
and then what a month and a half afterwards, lockdown happened. So that I think we were all doing that, and I wasn't one of these people really to have, oh, we're doing the weekend, let's do this song and dance and stuff. I was just kind of sitting with my phone, drinking and sending shit to you and receiving even more shit back.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
I enjoyed that. So
It's
yeah, no,
I enjoyed it there was no good if you were sitting comfortably by yourself. I wanted
no,
to know
no.
that you were after getting this in an awkward place, and I would know that because I'd either get I'd either get a voicemail back 2 hours later, or a message going, "You're some cunt."
Oh no, or I'd send one back to you, and I just, it'd be about five or six because you'd be working or whatever, and I get the voice note back on. Yeah, no, well done. That's after fucking up my day. Doing very well there. Woke up, myself and the missus and the little lad as well, having a great day. And you've ruined that fucking crack. So fuck you, Johnny and Onward. I fucking feel like sick. Feel like fucking shit right now. So thanks, that. Yeah, I'm gonna fucking puke my fucking best effort up in the toilet now there. Thanks, man. Random shit we be sending. How many times? Remember the coffin thing? Da, 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 dun,
Oh
dun,
my
da,
god!
da, 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 da. And they'd be like porn bloopers or whatever. And so, oh man, yeah. Jesus, yeah. Hopefully, no one sees our phones.
If it get, I had to fuck mine into a
I
river
mean,
actually.
if it got out, we would be AR arrested. Oh my God, Tom, we would
Can you
be AR arrested. Hello, mountjoy.com. Yeah.
can sell?
I mean,
I,
what do we do with all those extra liters of fucking Chang we have hidden in the attic?
I'll tell you what we're going to fucking well do with it.
Send
We're going
it.
to smash
We're
it
gonna
and send
fucking
it like a
send
couple of
it.
fucking rock boys. That's what we're going to do. I actually I did a gig for a gang of lads. They were those lads only they were like mid-20s, you know.
What were they? Were they stand-up comedians?
No. I did a gig for it
Oh, for
was
it, yeah.
yeah, it was for a club and for a rugby club.
Old Wesley opened up again, did it?
It wasn't far from there, and it was all them lads, and I just went to fucking town on it. But to be fair,
They took it well.
it's punching up, like, you know what I mean. It's punching up. Everybody in the
Yeah.
room was fucking far wealthier than me, so it's like, fuck you, you're getting it. But it was a disappointment because I opened with it when it was going,
Yeah.
guys. Class to be here, right? Yeah. It's just class to be out seeing each other again, just fucking hugging, and maybe somebody you're going to ride later. Cool, yeah, nice. And I went with it, and it was the disappointment on their faces when I cut back to me, actually going, I can't keep that shit up, lads. I'm sorry, I don't know how you fucking speak like that. It's actually not natural. It's fucking not natural. And they're going, hold on, what? He just fucking what? And there's, we were doing it one night because you would have gotten it a fair bit because of Love Hate, because you go, oh, he's not a complete scumbag. Fair enough. That's a I remember getting it one night in the cab driving, and it was driving up Georgia Street, and I was in the back of the cab, or I was in the front of the cab heading home, and your man's like, "Yes, your man, aren't you?" I says, "What man?" Because I didn't. I was like, "You were in fucking Damer and Ivor and all." I said, "I fucking wasn't Damer and Ivor and all. You're 100% right." He goes, "Hold on, I'll see you're not a poshie." No, he got disappointed. Then he went, "Oh, so you're not a poshie, no?" I said, Jesus, no. I said, I'm from about fucking 200 miles south of here. And he drove and didn't say a word. Drove, and we drove through that far. I remember near in the house, he went, "Seen the same with your man from Love Hay?" And he was talking about, I said,
Tom Vaughan Lawler, yeah.
Who is your man? Fucking Nidge. I said, Tom Vaughan Lawler, the trained actor. He went, I just don't think it's right.
Tom, we had this little thing. Myself and the lads, we went to the Wolf Tones. This is now my best man in the Three Groomsmen as well. And there was a woman called Angie, and she's had fucking seven. I'm after having me 7 points. She goes, "You're a man, aren't you? Come here, will you?" And and we're all having a few smokes at the smoking area. And says, "It is, yeah, it's me, all right." And she was like, "No, it's not you. You look like him. You're a fucking nobody. You look like your man Polly from Love Hate, but he's a much better accent than you. He's not a fucking fraud. You're a fucking phony, right?" And me and the lads go there was like, no, it is me. I'm very sorry. I didn't mean to. No, you can fuck off now. You can fuck off, right? So then, anyway, the people in the Olympia, I managed to get us a box to be closer to the Wolf Town, and they really sorted us out as well. Now, don't get me wrong, I paid fucking full price, but they gave us a box. And they were doing the Wolf Tones are doing one of their songs. They're just about to sing Grace, and they're going, "This now is a song about Joseph Mary Plunkett and Grace Gifford," and it's all silent. And she's there, and she looks up at the box, and she goes, "Hey, Mary, look at it! It's that fucking agent, that fucker who pretends to be Polly." And and they're just fucking laughing themselves stupid. And we're all cracking up. I was like, this is gold. And then afterwards, I met her for a pint of Brogan's. But it's people like that that make me fucking want to get up in the morning, I'll be totally honest with you.
Oh, 100%.
Great crack.
I
And I just love to be like a fly in the car when there's like, "Oh, well, you're not crack." I don't think that's right.
It was,
Don't come back.
and I was loving it in my head, right? Because I love awkward moments. Because I knew I'd have a story to tell you at some stage or tell somebody at some stage. Because I'm going, what? Where's this fella going with this? Like, this is such a, like.
I mean,
I don't think it's right. It's like
imagine
some
them seeing-
80s outlet when his son marries another bloke. I don't think it's right. Oh, stop. I don't think it's right.
Now, call me old school, but I just don't think it's right.
Look
Man, imagine like you and me when we're doing like the Panto and UCH in 2019, and they see us, having our lunch after the show. And I'm not, and you're like, "Hey, come here to me now, come here. What did you get in your sandwich?" And they're like, no, I don't think it's right. It should be like that all the time. Come here, I'll give you. We did. This is Panto, right? And I didn't say this. I've shown you my room here. This is in my mother's sitting room, and I know you can't see it on the podcast, but she literally has every single paper, fucking any kind of newspaper article. She has it laminated now, and she's a very proud mother. And I'm just looking at a few of the pictures from 2014. It was Peter Pan when we did it in the Gaiety. Now I'd literally just finished playing Paulie in Love Hate. So to go from Paulie to Peter Pan and playing Peter Pan, it was quite the different, put it that way. At the very end of the gig, I was so used to, and it's a long schedule. It's like 3 months. You literally start on Halloween night. You get
Jesus.
2 days off, Christmas Eve, Christmas Day. You're finished on the 25th of January, and it's 2 shows a day. Like, it is intense, very much intense. And you can't really go home, so you're living with all it. Anyway, cut a long story short, the day after I finished the Panto, so we finished on the 25th, actually 2 days afterwards, the 27th, and I was just having, when you just have one of those days, you wake up and someone's going, "Well, you've slept it in," and then you have a message from your sister saying, "This isn't right." Then your job is there going, "When are you back in work?" And everything is going, then your insurance and taxes due.
Yeah.
And you're going, "Oh, fuck this shit." And you just want to just jump into a pool and forget about it for a while.
Yeah.
Or just fucking, just take it. Anyway, cut a long story short, I drive up. I'm from Walkinstown. And I drive up to the Green Hills Road. And I'm at the Esso garage. And I'm just about to put in petrol into my car. And there's a car behind me going, beep, beep, beep. And I thought to myself, all right, if he beeps one more fucking time, I'm gonna be. What's it? The film. What's his name? Oh, what's your man's name? From Basic Instinct,
Michael Douglas, where he snaps, falling down.
You know that guy.
Yeah,
that was me that day. It was like going around
the eye
with
twitching.
the machine gun.
Yeah.
Man, it was one of every single fraction or equation that was coming into my brain or in my life was just going really fucking shit. And this car, beep, 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 and I said one more beep, and I'm gonna fucking lose it. And he stopped, and I walked in to the petrol station, and I paid the man. I said, "Thank you. Can I just get a receipt for that?" "Yeah, thank you." I went back in, and just as I was about to get in the car, beep, and I turned around to this man, and I went, "What is it? What the fuck do you want? What is it? Because you've been beeping me non-stop now. What is it? What the fuck is it?" And he rolled down the window and he said, "My son is in the back of the car. He just wants to know, are you really Peter Pan?" Oh, God. Oh, my shit. I fucking shit myself. And I went up and there's me going, doing all these flying gestures. "Yeah, we're going to Neverland." And the kid is in the back, roaring, crying. I said, "I'm ever so sorry." No, it's fine. It's fine. Be on with your day. I'm very sorry. Very sorry for disturbing you." Drove off and I just went back. But you know what? I went back to all my family And I don't.
If I had an assistant right now, I'd go clip that. That's going on social media. That moment. That's. Sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead, John.
But if I had, no, it was just you just saying, I don't think it's right. Imagine like, no, I don't think it's right with that, being that character all the time. But when he drove off, I just felt right. Well, that's me then. Went back, told my mother and father and my two sisters. We were all killing each other. We all just fell about laughing. So ironically, it was a thing that fucking tipped me over the very, very edge that brought a smile to all our faces. But it's a great story. It just reminded me when you started saying that about your man in the taxi or the car. No, I don't agree with that. No,
I
no,
could I couldn't
don't
wait
agree
to
with that.
run in home and tell my missus. It was
It's
like, 'cause
brilliant, isn't it?
I love people being just fucking raw assholes by
Yeah,
accident. You know what I mean? Because
yeah.
I remember it was during this tour of a show that I wrote called Clattered. It was this stand-up show, and I was doing it down in Cork, and a beautiful fucking venue in a place called, we'd call it Coughlin's, they call it Collins, but it's a class venue. But it's kind of like 5 pubs in a one surrounding this little venue,
Mhm.
and you could meet people as old, your parents, your fucking grandparents. You can meet your fucking, your nephew. Like, it's that cool fucking setup of and I'm walking in, and I forget that I thought my hair was still as tight as yours in my head my whole life. Forgot that I had a ridiculous mustache. I was wearing a shirt that was a bit fucking, it was a bit Western. It was actually a cool Western style shirt, but it's a lot to look at walking
Mhm.
directly at you if you don't expect me. You know what I mean? It's a lot to
Yeah.
see, like this weird looking Yeti walking around the corner. And I'll never forget. And I opened with this on stage because I went, this is the most Cork thing I've ever heard. You ignorant shower of fucking pricks. And I love you. But I walked in, and there was this old couple that were looking straight towards the door, and they had like, she'd a glass of fucking Beamish or whatever, he'd a fucking pint, and he was just hoping for a quick death. You could see by him, like, and she just had the wizened little fucking mouth on her. And as I'm walking, like my hair flying everywhere, I kind of forget that they're even there. And as I swear to God, she didn't try and whisper to her husband or wait till I passed. She literally said it straight at me as I'm walking in looking mental. She went, "Oh, here we fucking go." Wow. Oh, I wanted to go back and hug her and punch her all at the same time. I was like,
Yeah.
"You ignorant tramp!"
Was that the Opera House?
No. This was Coughlin's. This is
Oh,
Collins.
sorry.
It's kind of a
Yeah.
music venue that put on
Oh, here we
stand up.
fucking got. Yeah.
But it was just, she wasn't there for me, or they were out for their Saturday night drink, like,
Yeah,
you know
yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
No, I
And
thought you met them in the pub and then they'd seen you in the Opera House afterwards. Ah,
no,
listen.
she didn't know me from Adam. This is the
Yeah.
beauty, and she didn't even try and hide her ignorance or how rude she was. She just looked straight at me, and 3 feet away from me went, "Here we fucking go now. Look at this
Yeah.
cunt." Like,
I do love that. I do love that about the Cork people, though. In fairness, I do. It's like brutal honesty.
yeah. Oh
Brutal.
yeah.
I remember when we came out, and it was just like we went down. You see, with the Copperface Jacks, the musical show, we went to Dublin, and Dublin's like our home, and it's like, oh yeah, I'm Gino Wiles, and fucking all the Dubs seem to love him.
Yeah.
And then we went to Limerick, and it was a bit of a stepping stone. When we went to Cork, I came out, and there's a guy in the front row, and he just goes, "This fucking idiot." And I kind of love that.
Oh,
This fucking idiot.
I
didn't
love
know
it.
this. I didn't know this fucking idiot was in this fucking shit.
Do you know, it's like, I've said it to a few people, and it's strange that I'm delighted that you're that way inclined, because it's a sick, like, there's kind of a sick warpness to, go on, give me some shit, because you get your back patted too many fucking times, like. But another lads I've said it to, gone, "Geez, that would crush me." I'm going, I fucking loved it. I loved the way she fucking was so ignorant. If anything, it drove me on. To the point that I loved it so much, I opened with it on stage, and it killed. When I said, "You can go out and look at her right now. The horrible wagon is sitting fucking not 20 feet from this fucking room. Go out and have a look at her, and she'll probably fucking tell you to your face that I'm a fucking sight to be fucking seen." Like, but
What I know, sorry, I know you're the host and stuff. It's something I've never actually asked you. What made you want to get into comedy? Is this a hereditary thing? Did your mum and dad do this?
No, nothing.
Brothers,
There's
sisters, nothing.
no, no.
Because like with me acting and stuff, it was something that my two older sisters did it. Maureen, who's like 11 years older. You met, well, you met
Yeah,
my two
yeah, yeah.
sisters. And then Susan did it. So it was sort of like monkey see, monkey do. I didn't really want to do it. And I was always kind of, as sometimes in primary school, you wanted to be, the fucking playing rugby or playing football or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. But how did you get into stand-up comedy? And is it like, because you're doing it a long time now, really, as well, aren't you?
14. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
coming up in 14, 13 years, I think.
And did
Before
you
13.
did you just go from, was it acting first? And
No,
then you cut, no, it was stand-up
no.
comedy, and then you started getting
It,
your acting roles.
yeah, it was the only acting I remember. And there just was no pursuit of it because there wasn't an option to pursue it. The only acting I did, and still the woman in the local shop here still reminds me of it. I think I was 5 and I was the lead in this very dark play. It was it was for children. It was a very dark play. It was narrated by a singer, so it was actually silent for us. And basically, I'd lost all my money in Wall Street, and I married a wealthy woman. But then I killed her. I choked her out, killed her, and then laughed so hard at her graveside, the gravestone fell on me, and the devil took me to hell. Lovely, lovely kids play. But it did so well that they had to put on like 5 more nights of it because people want to see it.
Yeah.
That was it. And there was no further, it was just like, well, that's the thing he's done. Good man. And then on with it. And it never stuck with me ever. But I'm sure something in my head must have been going, I'd like to do that again. Now,
Yeah, it's the buzz, yeah.
took 20 odd years for it to resurface, but I'd always loved stand-up comedy, and we had British television because my parents moved back from England and brought the aerial with them. So we had BBC and Channel 4 that quite literally you just put it on the chimney and it worked. And
yeah.
nobody else. And I remember seeing stand-up going, oh, that's when other people had no fucking grasp. Brendan Grace was it at Christmas, where I was watching the likes of, fucking Jack D, these lads, even you're seeing like comics that you would never like real. And there was a show with a club on it. And I remember going, this, not knowing what the Christ they were talking about, but doing impressions of their jokes the next day for the
Very
lads
good.
in primary school.
Very good. Yeah.
And then it came about when I suppose I was working in a job that I fucking hated. One of the few jobs I've ever hated. And it was my only time working in an office. The arse had fallen out of the construction industry. My business had shit the bed. And I went working for these insurance loss adjusters. And it's just a job that just didn't sit well with me at all. And I wasn't fitted. I was a hexagonal fucking log trying to get into a fucking absurdly different fucking shape. Like these people all sat quietly around their office and went, the paper is jammed in the printer again. Whereas I would go, that stupid cunt of a fucking thing, I'm going to fuck it off the fucking wall if someone you don't I wasn't suited. And I remember this one woman who I got on with, she was the reason for it. She was the few ones who she didn't fit in there either. She was just a very nice woman. And I remember I used to tell her jokes, just come up with stories just to brighten her day. And this one particular day I'd been up in Spar, and this guy with the most ridiculous voice was serving behind the deli counter. And I was getting noodles off him. And I swear on my life, I can remember this guy till the day I die. He went, hey, how's it going? And I looked around going,
remind me to tell you a story.
Fuck off. In my own head, I go, this can't be real. And he had a Cork accent and he was selling me noodles. And I went, I'll have the noodles, please. And he was like, so which do you want in the noodles? I went, this guy nobody else is seeing this. How is nobody else seeing this? Everybody else is just dour looking on. I'm going, this guy is. I said, so which one of the noodles? Do you want the fat noodles or the skinny noodles? I want skinny all day long. If you keep saying skinny, I'll have the skinny noodles. What sauce do you want? I said, I don't. I said, by any chance, do you have Szechuan? He goes, let me just check. Did you say Szechuan? So I put this story together for her, and I went a bit further than that, went back up. I went, wait, and I fucking tell you. So I told her the story. I dragged it over 5 minutes, and she laughed so hard she ruptured a fucking vessel in her nose. And I had to shoot her straight up to A&E to get her nose cauterized. I swear on my life. And we're driving back down the road to the office, and I'm going, fuck this fucking job. She's going, you know what? You need to be telling shit like that on a stage somewhere. I went, yeah. People have said that before. Yeah. That in my head, John, it wasn't an option. Because I did, in the same way, if I turned around and went, John, you're a really good driver. You should be flying jet fighters. You're like, when the fuck would that have, do you know, whether one is, like, it was that far less tangible to me. I went, how does that even, no, they grow out of the ground. They get comedians out of the ground, sure. Where do they grow? And she went, no, there's comedy clubs and stuff, Tom. I went, yeah, there is. Yeah, I'm sure there is. Yeah. And she took
when
that.
Was that? That's about 14 years ago, is it?
Yeah, and she took that as and she rang around a bunch of comedy clubs in Cork at the time. And one basically took her call and went, yeah, listen, bring him on down some evening. So she, on the following Friday, I would never go out with these fuckers at work. And she went, we're having a couple of drinks for work. I went, oh, I'm not fucking going. My weekend is my weekend. All you can suck a dick. I'm not going. She goes, no, it'll just kind of be myself and John, her husband, and maybe I went, all right, I'll fucking meet you for one, and that's it. And I'm no fucking way am I wasting my fucking Friday or Saturday night with G. And then turns out it was a comedy club. I went, what the fuck have you done? She went, no, just talk to the man. And the man came over, who ended up being one of my best friends, but he's since passed. And a great comedy mentor. He went, he says, you're Tom. Don't worry, facing you. I'm not putting you on fucking stage now to go up and die on my stage. No. If you're serious, put 5 minutes together and I'll see you back here in a month. And this is learn everything you got to do. Practice as much as you can and we'll see you back. And turns out I had such a great night. Got drunk there. Brought all my friends there the following night. Got drunk and agreed to do a gig the following week in a soccer club up the road in Passage West. And I was so lucky that the lineup that I was on with was so brutal, John. They were so bad that fucking anybody somebody at least strung words together would have done all right. Like, but the second I did it, it was like somebody had just shot my heart with adrenaline, and it wouldn't come down. Like I didn't every sport I've ever done, every cool thing I've ever done, didn't even come. Couldn't even remember them.
I can imagine that. When there's something funny and you're saying it to the lads, or even the school stories, or in the training room or the dressing room, whatever, and there's that kind of bit of laughter. But I can imagine what it's like when it's, and look, I've I've been on the receiving end. It's brilliant, but it's not my own material. I'd say when it's your own material and you see people so magnetized to you and laughing. I mean, I'd say for you in the Three Arena, I'd say that was absolutely incredible.
You couldn't
having that amount of
You couldn't wrap your head around it. The Three Arena was a weird one, I'll tell you, because in your head you're going, right, this is a culmination of what you've done, every fucking shitbox, fucking every kip, every pub that didn't even want you telling jokes and they wanted to turn the telly back on. You've done every fucking right. Get it together. And the thing about the Three Arena was weird that we kind of missed a small bit was how hard it is, how bad the sound is for the artist, right?
Yeah.
Because if you're a musician, you've got inner ears on, and you're just, you've got your thing going with the music and all the rest of it. I have no inner ears. I can't even hear myself being announced. I just assume it. It's Tom O'Mahony to the stage. I went, oh, fuck this. I went all out, guns blazing, had a pair of Pit Viper fucking sunglasses on, the fucking works, walked out and started banging into the material I was telling you about. And I can't hear a fucking pin. I can't hear a thing. I can see 10,000 faces. They're smiling and laughing, but can't hear one thing. I can hear my footsteps on the fucking stage. And out of the corner of my eye, I can see a 40-foot by 80-foot screen with my face on it. I'm going,
yeah.
I've got 20 minutes here. Am I going to die on my fucking bollocks? But the next thing my ear tuned in and I could hear him then, I was like, oh, thank fuck. But yeah, and there was a couple of heckles came up the early doors too. And I was able to.
Was it your one from Cork? No. You're fucking Egypt again. When you come here, Tom, when you said that about your man from the garage, reminded me of a funny story last year. So we were doing the panto in the National Stadium. It used to be the Cheerios panto. They used to be like in the Tivoli, and I was playing again Jafar, same as what I did with you. And I remember there was this guy who was being trained in, this was at the local sort of Circle K garage. And it's not even Circle K. It has its own independent name. And it's literally across the road from South Circle Road.
Ward's Pet
on Bards. Ward's garage. And went in and there was this guy just being trained in. And I said, how you doing? I had a protein bar and a kind of Monster Energy.
Of course.
And I said, how you doing? Just those. And he goes, you're going to have to give me 1 minute. Please give me 1 minute. It is my first day. I said, yeah, that's no problem at all. And then he's there trying to put it in. It will not scan. It will not scan. And then the manager go, so what you have to do, right? You get that? You scan it. You see the protein bar? Is that? Is that? You scan it. Boom. And he's there, one of these pressing the buttons, go, boom. 380. Yeah. Take it, put the money in the bag straight away, put it. There you go, yeah. And he goes, yes, yes. So about 2 weeks had passed, and I went in. I said, oh, hey, how are you? And he goes, yeah, ah, much better now. I remember you first time when I training. I can do it now. So protein bar, yeah, boom. I was like, there you go, there you go. You see, I foolishly first day. I said, no problem at all. Thank you very much. So in the Panto, what happened was everyone got fucking riddled with COVID,
Of
and
course.
we all stopped. And I remember going in on the last day, just coming back. So it would have been, I suppose, about 4 or 5 weeks since I met him, and I went, "Oh, how are you? Listen, just so you know, I probably won't be seeing you anymore because we've finished up the Panto." And he went, Johnny, is it? What's the story, man? Great to see you. Hey, come here. The very best of luck with the Panto. Fair play to you. Happy Christmas. See you later, Chief.
He fucking yeah, he took it on all right, the fucker.
It's
Yeah, yeah.
fucking brilliant.
Jesus Christ.
Fair play to you.
It's
I
not
see
right.
you on the answer now. Yeah, it's the National Stadium. Yeah. I don't do it. I don't be watching the Panto myself.
Yeah, yeah,
Fair
yeah,
play to you.
yeah, yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Yeah, but there I mean there's a dedication to those people, like, but then you get calls, like, obviously you did Dance with the Stars, but then out of nowhere I see you're doing Celebrity fucking Hell Week. I'm like,
Yeah.
how did that call come about? Like, because you kept it under wraps for the longest time. How far previous had you recorded before it went to air?
May, we filmed that the last day when I got voted. It was actually my birthday on 21st of May. And then we were told it was going to be aired on the first week of September. So yeah, around 4 months in advance. But
And what was the
that was
approach? What was the approach? Were you like, ah, fuck that, or yeah, do you know what? Give me a go.
um originally I said no. I was like, oh Jesus Christ, because I'd seen it and I'd watched previous things and I'd seen, like, I know Ryan Andrews, I know Jake Carter, and of course Peter Stringer as well, and they did the previous season. And I just, every interview they're like, no, it's very tough, very, very difficult. And then I kind of thought to myself, oh, fuck it, no, I don't want to do that. I was in I was in Burger King in the square, and I just got a phone call from Jen Searle, one of the producers, and said, would you be into being one of our being one of the guests this year? And I just said, do you know what? Can you leave it with me? And then I was going to decline. And then I just thought, the last time I seen you, Tom, was, yeah, January 2020, March, Jesus Christ, March, April, June. Sorry, March, April, May, June. Like, just because there was no work. And I think in the back of my head as well, when we were, I don't know, when you said Dancing with the Stars, when my father passed on that, I wasn't in it mentally. I wasn't all
Yeah,
there. I
yeah,
really
yeah,
wasn't.
yeah.
I look at myself right now and I go, oh yeah, no, Jesus, I hadn't a clue what I was doing. I was waking up in the morning and literally just out of habit going to the gym and running on a treadmill and saying all this weird mental shit, like, if I can do this 5K in under 25 minutes or 24 minutes, and then it would go down, I'll go home and my dad will be there at the kitchen table. Really messed up shit saying it to myself.
Yeah.
And in a weird way, it made me uh, physically and I suppose mentally stronger. And then I was in a really good, just the working schedule. It was great. It was uh, that Dance with the Stars had finished, and we went straight into Copperface Jackson musical. Coppers was clashing with Fair City. Fair City, when I finished there, it was clashing with we did this like Dancing with the Stars tour. And then I had a week off, went on holiday, and then I started rehearsals for Panto. And it was just non-stop. So I didn't really have time. And I suppose I was just kind of camouflaging this grief or
Yeah, of
this pain
course.
or whatever, which I suppose the rest of my family would have gone through when my father passed. And he did. Oh, geez, he meant the world to me, and he did everything for me as well. He was brilliant. And of course, I know you know him. Do you remember you
Yeah.
used to? Yeah, it was like a golden moment thing, and you taught him how to or drive a Ferrari. I sent you that
Yeah.
picture there
Yeah, yeah,
not so
yeah.
long ago. Crazy. And like a gent of a man. And then I suppose it was when all the work stopped, and then I teach in different performing arts schools. I get on great with kids, and try and teach them everything that I've learned on the stage or a film set, and pass my knowledge or whatever expertise I've learned throughout the years onto kids, and look at them kind of be the next generation, whatever. And then that was gone. So it was like, fuck, there's no stage work, there's no TV work, there's nothing, there's actually nothing.
Yeah.
And then I just drove myself into just crazy, and it was very easy to just, and I know an awful lot of people did it, but I would drink an awful lot, like an awful lot, and just, literally just in a routine of doing nothing during the day, but feel sorry for myself. And I think it was the realization that, oh, fuck, he's not coming back. He's not coming back. And that's when it hit me. And that's when I just had to put the bottle down one day. And if I keep this up, I'm gonna fucking end up in a place I don't want to be, and I'm gonna let an awful lot of people down. So then I just substituted this kind of usual drink routine with the complete opposite. And I ended up buying all this gym equipment, going for walks. The walking started turning into running. The running was then cycling. And then I just started doing this program. This program called Insanity.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
don't know.
I remember you were doing.
Oh,
I remember you seeing you
ridiculous,
put
like.
up about that, and I went, fucking hell. Do I need to call over to Ward's house? What's wrong with him? Like, he's literally doing that cunt. When I come in from gigs and turn on the telly and I see this guy shouting at me and I'm going, and I'm
Come
drinking
on,
I'm drinking a bottle of beer,
no.
going, I don't need the demons that man is trying to get rid of. Honestly, I'm fine because that man
But it
is.
was, I don't know. It was just something. I don't know what it was, and this little kind of escape, and that's what I was doing. I was constantly looking for an escape, and that escape now I find through, God, the adrenaline of going on stage. Same as you. You
Yeah, yeah,
get that. You just said there a second ago, but the kind of just open up this whole new world and this fucking adrenaline in your heart. It's amazing. And it's brilliant. It's so, oh, this is unreal. And you get it after nailing a scene, whether it be on a TV show, whether it be in a film, a short film, or a pantomime. And you're like, brilliant. And you see the people standing up. And when that was all taken, I was like, my only option there and then was, Jesus, I'm only going to get this escape from drinking.
yeah.
And I had to substitute it, otherwise I was doing myself no good. So I just started really, really slowly doing walking, getting into, as mad as it sounds, but like getting into appreciating nature, not listening. I was very angry. I was listening to, like, revisiting music that I was listening to as a kid, like Slipknot and Korn, Metallica.
Oh
And
Lord.
then I was like, why am I so fucking angry? And then I just started walking, running, going, and I just invested in my own home gym. And then I went online, saw what people were doing, and I went onto Reddit, and there was this illegal download of Sean T Insanity, 63 days. Are you fucking mad enough? And I was like, yeah, because there's nothing else I can do. And then I started noticing I was getting into really, really, like, ridiculously good shape. But
Class.
I wasn't happy though. I wasn't happy because I was just on my own all the time. But then I suppose going back to the question, when she asked me all this, do you want to do it? Then I picked up the phone call and went, what's the point of doing all this? I do
Yeah.
believe, oh, maybe everything happens for a reason. I was like, fuck it. I mean, good Nick, when is it on? She rang me in March. I said, I got 2 months to get back to the way I was. I got a PT, unreal guy, Dara Traylock in Unlock Fitness in Rathcoole. Went to him. He sorted me. He was absolutely brilliant. He almost became a DS. And then I started watching the previous season. And me and Brenda, like, Brenda's whatever about, your love hates or Fair Cities or Dance with the Stars. She couldn't give a shit about that. She loves Ultimate Howley. It's her favorite show on RTA. So she was massive in the training as well. I was like, do you know what? Let's go for it. And Tom, I will never fucking forget it as long as I live. They pretty much took us there. Do you know Ash the Bash? Remember, she's the only,
She was a fighter. Yeah, UFC fighter.
yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
only female UFC fighter.
yeah.
And I started training with her and Pete the Builder as well, and Eric Donovan, who literally just became, he's retired now, but he became the European champion not so long ago. So you're hanging around with all these fucking people you'd never hang
Animals.
around with.
Yeah,
Like,
animals.
yeah.
Like, yeah,
And
yeah.
I was training with them. I was like, oh, this is brilliant. And Pete would bring us into SPG. There's John Kavanagh training, like, the next generation. Stuff that, like, do you know the way sometimes your mind goes, oh yeah, I'll do that, but you never actually do it. And then Fiona O'Carroll from Mrs. Brown's Boys, Brendan O'Carroll's daughter as well. She was another actor as well. So we were just kind of going with this. And she had us doing all these meditations, going into the sea swims. Eric had us doing these boxing drills. Pete had us doing kickboxing. Ash had us doing MMA. It was the training. It was brilliant. And then we went down, and I suppose they took us down to Vienna Woods. And I remember this was around about the 14th of May. And they put us in to the hotel. We stayed on the Sunday night. Everything was great. We met everyone. I met this absolute Satanto Halpin. I've never seen anyone as taller in my life. He's an absolute giant. The
Isn't
chap
he?
is about.
I saw him once, and
he's like fucking 8 foot. Like
he was taller than me, and the fucker was sitting down behind the desk. I went, he stood up and he kept on going. I went, how much he is there behind that fucking desk?
It's just ridiculous. But we had a lovely group of people. Got on well with everyone. And they fed us and they put us in the Vienna Woods Hotel. And then the next day, they fed us again. We did a photo shoot, gave us breakfast. God, this is fucking great, crack. And then they took us out on the bus and they said, right, we're going to take your bags now. And there was just this really haunting atmosphere. Right. And we all went silent. They took it. See, they don't show this shit on TV at all. There's so much that. So how are they going to show something that happens in 24 hours within like 45 minutes? They don't show any of it.
Yeah.
They had us on a bus and we're on the bus for about half an hour and then they stop the bus and we're waiting. It's all mental torture, waiting for about 15 minutes. They bring us out, stop the bus again for another 10, 15 minutes. And then I'll never forget it. We're going straight down and I could see, it was like, oh, this is it. There's something going to happen here because there was no other traffic. And I'll never forget it. We're just driving straight over this bridge and out of nowhere, like out of nowhere. And I've been blessed to work with fucking Fox TV, Ron Howard, Pierre Morel, like in South Africa, incredible budget, $32 million into this thing. I've never seen anything like this. This giant fucking chopper just appears from under the bridge. They fly up, they get the door, they fuck it open, and the four DSs are just looking at us, and we all went, oh shit, oh fuck, oh, it's about to get real. I'm like, calm down, we're fine, this is great. Just fine, this is fine. And then you've got Eric Donovan behind us. He goes, hey, lads, come here. Just imagine what they look like when they're naked. And they're about to attack us. They come on the bus. They go, everybody get the fuck off now. They'll grab you. They'll manhandle you. They fuck you onto the road. They put a balaclava on you. They cable tie you all together. And straight away, the first thought was, why the fuck am I so for this? And then they got us, Tom. And they got us, and they fucked us into a van, all 20 of us. And I thought about 14 people on top of me. Now, I probably just had one Satanto Halpin on top of me.
Just folded over 7 times.
And I remember just not really being able to breathe. Loads of people, and we were like a high ace van, something I'd be well used to. Like a really small van, 20 of us fucked on top of one another. And then I just remember hearing, down! And I thought, oh, whoever's after getting the clatter. And I didn't see that till episode 1. And it was the jockey, Oisin Murphy. And he got up and he tried to breathe. And your man just whacks him in the face. They bring us to do our first personal training course, which was hell. No tops on, going on all this tarmac. Some of us are fucking scratches. Some of us are bleeding. And then they tell us, this is your number. And it was just pure. From there's no, I didn't sleep. Oh yeah, the people who I spoke to before were saying the food, that's the hardest thing. The food is fine. Food is like, it's basic. It's a bit of like bread. It's bread with a tiny bit of ham in it and a warm pot noodle. To be honest, I didn't mind it because you're that hungry, you'll fucking eat anything. It's the sleep, Tom. Like some nights it's just, it's 90 minutes. And what are you thinking about? If you've got a big, massive gig the next day, you're not just going to go sleep. You're thinking about it. And you cannot make it. The first night, we didn't even know if we could go to the toilet or not. I'm fucking bursting for a piss. And you was too scared to even ask these lads. They took the absolute see your dignity and all that. It just goes out the window. You don't care what you look like. And someone brought, this wasn't shown either on TV, and it should have been. Your man Oisin, the jockey, as we're all trying to keep straight faces, and they put us in this speedboat, fuck us into the middle of the ocean, go swim over there, and we're swimming. Now look, you've got a life belt, so you're not going to drown. But some people, Jesus, Satanta did in about 10 seconds. There's all of us about half an hour trying to get over. But he was there, like, blowing kisses to the camera and sticking his tongue out and stuff. And they went for him straight away. It's like someone had set him up, and I'll never forget it. They said to Ushin, they said, they're looking at, like, we have all our bags packed and all these compy plasters. Me, so careful. This amount of socks here, this amount of jocks here. Right. Deep heat, all these creams. Are you allowed this? Are you allowed this? My mum hid a fucking miraculous medal in a tub of
Of course she did.
in a tub of Vaseline. And your man, what's his name? Staff the first day goes, what the fuck is this number? And I was like, it's my mother, I'm very sorry. Why the fuck is it a tub of Vaseline? He let me away with it. But then they went over and Owen Cadogan had taken too many socks. They put him as a sock monster. And, people had brought gel in, they gel their hair up. But this job, Oisin Murphy, whoever packed his bags, they went, where the fuck do you think you're going? He had like 4 pairs of sunglasses, 2 bottles of aftershave, and dog biscuits, right? And they said, they never showed this. Who the fuck packed your bags? And he goes, oh, my housemate did. And I don't think she really likes me. Well, we were all gone, like, all gone. And then you had Fiona O'Carroll she was constantly saying the night before, she was like, lads, I'm after planting a dildo in one of your bags. So we kept on looking for this dildo. Whatever. But man, honestly, there's no switching off. Like, I suppose the only reality TV show I could relate it to is Dancing with the Stars. But Jesus, they show a little 1 minute clip if you're rehearsing for the week and whatever you do there. And then this shows everything. The only thing I kind of came out with, and I was really, mortified over, was they'd asked me what my biggest fear was, and I said nothing. And they're going to ask, they asked the girls, they asked Ash, Rebecca, and Kira, and the 3 of them did exceptional. They asked them what their fear was, and they all said water. But then they made us all, tread water, and the girls couldn't swim. So they wanted to go through your biggest fear.
Of course, yeah, yeah.
And I stupidly said, I think my biggest fear is, like, probably arriving on set or on a stage and I don't know my lines, and everyone's just
I knew you were going to say that.
Really, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what it's just it's a fear of mine. I have dreams or doing like past shows or something, and everyone's like, or even being on set and like, come on, and I just can't get the lines out of my head. And they fucking went to town on me. And it was day 3. We just finished that scratch thing, which was just grueling. And a lot of people got sent home. And then I was put, your man, Ray Goggins, he comes over and he goes, number 9, you're orderly sergeant. It's like, oh, shit. Because you're looking around. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'm the only one in the entertainment business here. I'm looking at GAA people, GAA stars, MMA stars, rugby. Everyone's in athletics, an Olympic runner, and then me.
I could have danced all night. I could have danced.
And he put me as orderly sergeant, and he said he woke me up at about 4:30 in the morning, and he fucks me up against the wall. This is one of the DSs, and he says, "You're in number 9. Listen, I'm only saying this once. Do you understand?" Yes. You're in charge of a very serious quick operations special unit. Do you understand me? And I went, yes. And he goes, every single thing that you learned in the first aid course yesterday. Now I'll talk about the day before. They had me down, interrogate me, talking about my family, what's my biggest fear, talking about my father, why am I here? And I was down there for about an hour, for fucking ages. And as I was down there, they were teaching all the rest of the group this first aid course, because they're going to be in charge of this quick response unit very, very soon. I had no idea this first aid course even existed. I went up, everyone's finished, and I turned around and said, what's this? We're like, oh, no, just some class. It's irrelevant. So then he takes me away. Then the morning afterwards, you're in charge of everything that we taught you for this first aid course. Tom, I hadn't a fucking clue what I was doing. I hadn't a clue. So then I turned around and I said to the group, I was honest, I said, listen, I'm going to be honest. I haven't got a fucking notion what I'm doing. They all tried. And your mom was like, well, you've got half an hour to learn it. Like, right. like MARCH, right? M stands for massive hemorrhage. Again, I said at one stage, like, okay, so M is massive hemorrhoid, would have been great TV. They didn't show it. A is the airwaves. Oh, geez, I can't even remember. I'm constantly putting this in my head. I have to lead the team out, and then they took us on a boat. Of course, they don't tell you where they are. Tom, I thought we were going into the middle of a forest to see all these CPR dummies to perform little first aid on them. Ah, well done. Open up his airway. They go again, going on for about half an hour. It's freezing cold. The rain is hitting us. You just want to say, sorry, this is not worth it. And then after about half an hour, he goes, number 9, look up. Out of nowhere, this chopper just starts spinning out of control. Crashes into this roof. Big, massive explosion. The DS turns around to me and goes, now you're in charge of this. I go, I have a fucking clue. So then I'm kind of hoping. I'm running on ahead. I had to be in charge of the two teams. But he was saying I was trying to do too much. And I was. I was trying to physically get involved as opposed to lead the two teams. And if you've seen the episode, I'm just saying nothing. I hadn't a clue what I was doing. We get up at the very top. And again, I thought, here we are. We're going to have those little dummies and we're going to perform. Ah, Tom, after about 20 minutes getting up the stairs, there was real, and I mean, I shit you not, real ex-soldiers with amputations. There was one guy with no legs and one arm, no legs, one arm, fake blood all over him.
What?
And they're literally beside these crashed helicopters, which was done amazing. There's fire. They're screaming at the top of the voice, going, "Oh, help me, help me!" And it was like, "Go, go, come on, come on!" And I just went, "I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what I'm doing." Um, and I remember three things. There was one DS, and look, they actually do want you to do well. I'll always say that about them. But there was one guy, and he just kept screaming, like, "You're shit. You're going down. You're going down like your career. You're fucking useless. You haven't a clue what you're at." And I remember we have these little metallic kind of guns things, replicate a real gun.
Yeah.
We have a number. And if your number is shown upside down, oh, they'll throw it away and you have to go, or they make you do a punishment for it. And I thought to myself, just because I've never been that embarrassed, and one of the guys died, obviously actor, but he died, and it was all my fault. And they turned around to me and went, right, he's dead now because of you. And I said, yes to yes. He went, stop fucking saying yes to yes. What are you going to do with the body? And I wanted to look at him and goes, I haven't got I've no idea. I said, are we going to bring him with us? And I said, yes to yes. We're going to bring a dead body with us. And then I just said, no, we'll hide him. And he went, what the fuck are you talking about? And I got that because of like, there was one ages ago. I remember when Modern Warfare came out, and it was like, or Metal Gear Solid. That's what it
Yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah.
Hide the body, hide the body. So the other force they don't see it, and they took the absolute mick out of me. And then just it was the worst day of my life. Literally about 2 days or 2 hours after that, we were in a fight, and I got my shoulder completely dislocated
Yeah. Oh,
by it's what happens when you get into a fight with an Irish rugby international. That'll do it for you.
yeah.
A wrestling match. Now, to be fair, Fergus, he's such a tout and out lovely guy.
Nice.
Absolutely lovely guy. But like, and he's a top gent, and he didn't mean it. But man, I've never felt as much pain in my life. Like I've never. It just felt like the shoulder was in another dimension, and
Yeah.
it needed to be clicked. And to be fair, they had like Ray Goggins. He gave me this little sucky laughing gas and took me straight over to the medic. Now I was very lucky because I know this shit happens to so many people, and they're not in that lucky position. He clicked it back straight in, and then weird things go off in your head, and you're like, "Fuck it, you can get through this. You're going to get through the rest of it. Keep going." And then they're like, "Right, now you're going to pull up a car." You're pulling up a car, but weirdly, it did me nothing but a favor because I kept thinking that the shoulder was going to pop out again. So by putting pressure, by pulling up, it felt like I was kind of keeping the shoulder in. Does
Right.
that
Yeah,
make
yeah,
sense?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But there's a lot of funny stories that happened in the show they didn't show. I remember who was it? Oh, and Cadigan. Like this is a paintballing thing, and the very first thing they said to me is like, "We're all lined up. We've no idea what we're going to do." And this is after some of the shit, Tom. They woke us up after about an hour and a half later. They're playing Valkyrie. Da dum ba dum bum 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 ba dum bum. banging pots, and you're just like, oh my God, in about 4 days, I've slept about 6 hours. It's torture. And they make you crawl through holes. But anyway, this was like this paintball challenge thing. And looking back, if there was one task I'd love to do again, it was brilliant. It was actually a good bit of crack. But they said, does anyone need to go to the toilet? I was like, yeah, fucking stupid me. Put a balaclava on me. Like, fucked me up and down this compound. Literally fucked me up. But stop. Rhaegar literally fucking me up. Now, I know you've got a problem with your shoulder, so we're not going to ask you to do your push-ups. So just keep doing jumping jacks till I say. They're not jumping jacks. Do proper jumping jacks. These big, massive power jumps, completely out of breath. Gets me again, fucks me up and down the compound, brings me in, takes off the balaclava, the sweat run over, and then Lockie, one of the DSs, goes, right, number 9. Just think you're in Afghanistan right now. When you turn around, I'm going to give you this. I'm going to give you this gun. Do you understand? It's like, yeah. There's do not shoot any civilians. Civilians will not be. Or civilians will have luminous jackets on them, and don't shoot anyone who's unarmed. Do you understand? Yes. You know the thing in The Simpsons when it's like, Homer Simpson, we're doing a lie detector machine. We're just going to tell when you can lie. Do you understand? And he goes, yes. And the whole machine just goes, pow! It was like that. Yes, I do. Turn around. What happens? This big, massive fucker starts running towards me going, ah! So what did I do? I shot him, right? But it was like paintball. But like, he didn't have a
Yeah.
luminous vest. I didn't know. He wasn't unarmed. Then I didn't do like there was little things, and you see a woman, she's holding a baby. And you're like, okay, I'm not going to shoot her. Didn't shoot anyone else. So I didn't do too bad. But they come over to tell you doing a fucking that was shit. That was shit. You're crap. So you come down, and I just have my hands on my head. And I remember Owen Cadogan coming down, yeah, GAA All Star for Cork many years, and it was the first time I saw him look more sort of dishevelled and upset than me. I was like, you all right? Are you all right? 14. And he was like, oh no, man. No. I'm after really making a balls of that. And I said, no, look, we all shot the fucking first person. I mean, how bad could it be? And he goes, I shot the first man, and then I shot the woman and the baby in the face. And then when it's edited, your man Lockie's like going, oh, he took out the whole fucking village like that. And then look, coming towards the end of do you know what? The only thing about it is there's a lot of stuff that they don't show on TV. I'll never forget Satanto happened. The DSs show you how to do this abseil thing. Now, luckily for myself and Pete the Builder, we did this abseil for Down Syndrome Ireland, like a charity fundraiser about 2 weeks beforehand by chance. And they had us abseiling down this thing. Satanta, who wants to go first? The DSs show them how to do it first.
Yeah.
And then he's like, who wants to go first? Satanta's like, I will DS. He runs upstairs and he literally just does the whole thing in about 5 jumps, makes the DSs look a bit ridiculous, turns around to all of us and goes, yes, that's how you fucking do it. And we're like, wow, who'd like to go next? Eric Donovan puts up his hand. I put my hand up third. You should have seen me and Eric. Fuck, oh, shit. All the way down to the end. And then the other thing that they didn't show was when this is the second last day and they get us all in this tiny little pool and we're all trying to tread water. And we're doing it one by one, it's fine. But the more people that are in it, you're scratching each other, they're pushing your head down underwater, particularly the girl. I don't know how those girls did it because they couldn't swim. They couldn't even tread water. They were unreal. Warriors like. And your man, he comes over to me, one of the DSs, and he goes, you're going down, number 9. And he kept pushing my head underwater. I was like, is this shit real? Because you see some people involved with it, and they'd be on the set of Fair City and all, you know. They're all just looking at this. Like, can you do this? And he goes, you're going down, look at him, you're fucking shit. And he goes to me, you're not in a fucking panto now. And he pushes my head down, and I rose to the top, Tom. What did I say? Oh, yes, I am. And
yes!
But they didn't show it. And I was fucking... They won't show them being, you know, they will always have to be the ones that control. And I think he was laughing himself as well. But I was dead sure for that. And then, look, where it happened was, ironically, the thing I trained hardest for and I failed on, it was this Foreman Ackman. And it's near impossible. It really is. It's not impossible, but to do it, I would have finished it. 100% I would have finished it, but I wouldn't have made the top 4. There's no way. So when staff kind of came over to me, it was like, listen, Satanto happens over there right now. And he was on the other side of the fucking world. It was like, I can keep going. I remember Ryan Andrews from last year, he just said, just keep on going. Don't think of it as a time. But I saw how far ahead the rest of them were. I was like, ah, look, this is me done. But no, I was happy I did it. I was happy I did it. But I tell you, it's you learn. I've learned an awful lot from it, and we've made like us in Panto to a
Yeah.
certain extent. Like you make friends for life. You know that
You
kind of way.
sending, I bet you're not sending any berry pics stuff. Just put it
Oh,
out.
we have our own Barry. His name is Satanto. Help him. We just send pictures of him. Barry gets the silver medal now. Like,
He does, but
no.
Satanta doesn't even fit on one text. It's like we have to keep scrolling just to keep.
Do you know what though? Here, Satanta in particular, and Eric and Pete, you really really have made friends for life. They're just lovely, genuine, really, really genuine people. And it's like, with the exception of someone like Peter Stringer, I'd never really met like professional sports people like that
Yeah, yeah,
before.
yeah,
So why would I? You know, and
yeah.
now they're really, and Ash the Bash and Eric and a few of them and Pete as well. They all came to see Copperface Jocks the music, and we kind of support one another. We went to see Eric Donovan's fight, so definitely something I'm delighted I did, and just something that was out of the comfort zone as well. And I know I would have looked back had it been playing in, as much as there was many ups and downs on the episode, I would have looked back and went, "Ah, you fucking idiot! You should have done that." You know,
Ah,
that kind of
sure.
way.
But at the same time, like it does give you an insight because a lot of people don't know about the Rangers. Like they do now, I suppose, to a degree. It gives you an insight as to how they're a different gravy altogether. Those lads, aren't they?
And
This,
the second you're out, or the second you come out, they're the loveliest. They
of
really
course,
are.
yeah,
They're the
yeah,
loveliest. So nice. But they are, I don't know. I think it's just, there's always been a thing in my head. It was like, well, I'm not going to respect someone who doesn't respect me. And I mean, that just goes out the fucking window when you're in there.
yeah. I was
Do you know
gonna
what I mean?
say, yeah.
They'll pick at you. They'll pick at you and they say, what are you looking at? What are you looking at? Until you look at them, it's like, don't fucking look at me. There's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of that going on. But they do want you to do well at the end of the day. And no, I was happy, proud of myself where I kind of came. You know, it's
Well, as
right.
you said, like you, I mean, you came from like tights and fucking powdered wigs, like, and all these other
Exactly.
lads would have trained at professional levels, like,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
to hold your own in amongst them, like, is probably a
It was
greater
brilliant.
achievement. Like when you think about
Yeah.
it, like there's
And
nobody,
and and
there's nobody screaming at you going, "What you-" can you imagine the level of intensity at rehearsals? If
just put the fucking wig on, will you? Will you put the tights on? Go back, number 9. There's a fishnet in your fucking tights, you stupid prick.
oh,
Is
fucking, I
that
like,
hook on right, you stupid fuck? Oh,
fucking amazing. And like that, I won't keep you too much longer, but this has been fucking beautiful. You're back in, and I'm gonna go see. I'm seeing you. I'm probably gonna come see you a couple of times.
brilliant, brilliant.
And we'll probably fucking hang out and have some tea and stuff afterwards. But you're
You know
in.
yourself. It's just, look, with Richie and Evan. Evan's playing the main man as well, and we have a family down in UCH. And what I love about it, UCH as well, it's not on too long.
Yeah,
It is doable. You know, that kind of way.
yeah,
And don't get me wrong, I've done the Gaiety and stuff like that, and also the I used to be the Cheerios one now in the National Stadium, and they're brilliant. God, I love them. This one is just in and out, and the fact that at the moment, Tom, I'm just saving every penny for the wedding next
yeah,
July. So teaching is happening. Literally finished teaching on Saturday, go into rehearsals. We're finished by the 5th of January, and then teaching back on 8th of January. So it works out that way. And
yeah.
but you have to love the Limerick people. I saw you were down there a couple of nights ago. They're great crack, aren't they? They love it. Like they really. I love being in the UCH in particular as well. Everything's just so simple. It's easy. I love the theatre. I love the people who run the theatre, and I just like
It's
the stage. It's
I
really
I
intimate.
I love the stage. There's some, I don't know what it is. It's a level playing field because literally you can walk off the edge of it and shake hands with the person in the front fucking row. I love
Yeah, well,
that.
it's like you're not on the stage. The audience are when
Yeah,
they're all look. Yeah, and
the
I kind of
show
that
is
intimidation kind of
the
excites me strangely.
yeah, I like it, and the disconnect of a super high stage for stand-ups, especially for me anyway, it was an easy transition to go. Oh, you're right there. Listen, we can go over and nearly talk to each other. A super high stage does not
Yeah,
work for stand-up, like because you have to
yeah,
have
yeah.
the front row needs to be 40 feet fucking back to see you. You know,
Yes, yeah.
so it's I always liked. There's a great pride now in it for Limerick people in it, but there's there's also like you will get an honest, like they're hardworking blue collar people. Like you're gonna get an
Yeah, yeah,
honest fucking, you're gonna get an honest response if a thing isn't working. You
yeah,
fucking change that
yeah,
quick.
yeah,
You know,
definitely, definitely. And even with, you know what, there was no mention of Limerick when we did Coppers. There was no mention of Limerick, and by the time we finished Limerick, oh God, we changed our script that Limerick was
yep,
fucking mentioned
yeah, you fucking right it was.
because
Yeah,
they would tell
yeah,
us,
yeah, yeah. Don't,
"You
yeah,
pay all
don't.
this money for nothing. Where's fucking Limerick?" You never said once. So sorry, yeah, shit. We just
I,
changed it. I was like, yeah,
I don't
great.
know if I ever told you, and we were talking about fucking roles. I remember one time in Limerick, it is the great humbler of a city. I love the place. Went to college there and everything, but I was crossing the road one time, and there was two young ones. You know we'll call them. They were pajamaed, uh,
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah,
and but they wore nice makeup and had good earrings.
yeah.
And they were eyeballing me, and they were fucking up and down. And I was kind of going, would they know me or what? And would this fucking light ever change green? And next to you what? And again, not even trying to conceal it under their breath. They're just one is going, she says, Charmaine la, Charmaine. And I'm like, I'm literally right here. I'm right, like you're not. It's amazing that you're this candid. Like he was,
Yeah.
I don't know, is it all? Who is he? Who is he? She's going, you know him. Ah, you know, like I literally was on a poster more to them. Like I was half a foot from him, and you want like, oh, I know. Oh, he was a man. He played the rapist on Fair City, didn't he? What? No. But I probably would have taken the game, truth be told. No.
I remember this reminded me of you must know Fred. You know Fred Cookwell, do you?
Yeah, no, well,
Well,
yeah.
he was on my year at Dancing with the Stars, and we had these things. It was the Eurovision fucking week, right? And they I don't know what they did with Fred, but they made him look. They had this big kind of beard, and then they just shaved a part of it out. So it was like a sort of Hitler mustache, kind of blended into like a goatee. And it was done so perfect. He looked like the biggest kitty fiddler, like
Oh yeah.
ever.
That's
And
the second you said it.
he kept playing around with it. And they were like, Johnny, have you your tracker on? I was like, oh yeah, because this tracker used to pretty much like explode this massive light behind me. And it looked brilliant. The budget they have is amazing. And then they said, Fred, have you got yours on? He goes, yes. And now I have two trackers on. Oh, fucking brilliant. Brilliant. Oh,
Right, my brother. This has been fucking amazing.
yeah, great
Brilliant.
crack. Yeah, great crack.
We got it done, and I can't wait to see you in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, absolutely.
And as soon as you come out on stage, mate, you know what I'm gonna say.
Where's the crack?
No, I'm just gonna. As
Oh,
soon
yeah,
as you
no,
step
no,
out,
no.
I'm gonna. Yeah,
This fucking agent.
just
I didn't know this fucking agent was in it.
fucking eat it again. Jesus Christ! Hey, number 9, get the fuck mind your shoulder, you fucking
Yeah.
fanny.
What was it? What was the scene we had? It was like, I can't remember. And freeze. Yes, that's it. Put your little finger right up
Yeah,
there. Right
you were-
up there.
Yes, Johnny would drive my own fucking nose into my brain. And there was several times we would have, but it's one of those pantos where it's not that it's not precious, but it's done so well that the likes of you and me who can flex and improv could have a bit of dicking about. Like some of the other lads now, it couldn't come off the tracks. You had to
I
let
don't
him
know,
on.
Tom. I think I pushed it too far. Number one, I went out with no microphone, and number two, I forgot the fucking lamp that I robbed. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Where's the lamp? And everyone running back saying, "Where? He left it right here. I swear. Where's the lamp? Where's the lamp?
The camp running around
I
backstage.
fucking left." And there it is in the smoking area. A load of fucking cigarette butts and a rusty lamp. I put it on the stage. We found it. Where was it? Smoking area. Oh shit! Yeah. Fuck. Mental.
Yeah, I
Mental.
laughed my bollocks at you. I stand inside stage as you walked on, but no, trying to shout to the back wall of 1,000 people.
Oh Jesus!
And what did I do the following day? The very same fucking thing. But I was saved by the fact that Richie Hayes was on stage with me, so I just stood really closely. And Like he was trying to play through it,
Yeah.
just sort of closer to me. And I went, that's right. I haven't forgotten my mic at all. And that's why I'm standing so ridiculously close to you. So at least everybody went, oh, he's not being a creep. He does. Okay, all right. Fair enough.
Yeah, no, it'll be great crack. Can't wait for it. Really can't. Looking forward to seeing you as well.
Right, it's going to be we'll the first one we'll come to open at night, and then we'll come to another one with the little fella. So we have I think we have yes, we do have pictures. We have a picture of him when he was a tiny baby, when you were all
That's
holding
right.
him up. Yeah,
that's right.
So yeah, try holding the fucking savage this time. Yeah, he'll take a bite out of your fucking hand. He's kind of feral. He's kind of feral, but
Yeah.
right. I will
Brilliant.
see you in a couple of weeks, you absolute legend. Thank you
Tom,
very
I
much.
really enjoyed that. Thank you so much.
I told you it was going to be a whopper episode. My good God. Some class. Thank you very much, Johnny Ward. Catch him in UCH this Christmas. I'll be there for at least two shows. Visiting and clapping on my very good friends. Yeah, UCH. Follow him on Instagram, Johnny Ward. I think it's Johnny Ward 87. What an absolute legend. So hit subscribe. Share the podcast, whatever you got to do. If you want to become a patron, just look down in the show notes. It's the link. Click on through. You can see what you need to see. Everything from the merch page to the YouTube stuff to everything else. It's all in there. Tickets to the 29th in December and the 8th. Actually, the 8th of December is Lavery's. I think that'll probably sell out now. But if you are around Belfast, grab your tickets for the 8th. That's me. If they haven't named it, that's me. I'm the headliner that night. Right, everybody. This has been delicious. Go on away, have a smashing weekend, and I'll talk to you again next week. Be in negative and thanks.